I've been on this bender for about 4 or 5 days now, and the main question that I've been asking myself on this bender is, how do I want to spend my time? You know, and I feel like the world we live in, there's so many different things that we have to focus on. We have to focus on career, personal development. I'm a parent, so parenthood. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Relationships, being in relationship, intimate relationship, friendships. Right? We have to focus on so many different things, our physical fitness, sleep, healing, right? The list goes on and on and on. Now, personally, I'm not experiencing burnout because I know my boundaries and I know my limits. So I don't allow myself to go past my boundaries. But what I am personally experiencing is what I would like to call feeling tapped. I'm not burning out because to me, like, burnout is, I think of an actual car driving really, really fast, and then someone slamming on the brakes and like the car burning out, you know, like the tires burning and screeching, and just, I think of a very like dramatic halting. Like, I'm not experiencing that. What I'm experiencing is the self-awareness, the recognition, hey, maybe I'm spreading myself too thin. Maybe I said yes to a little too much. Maybe I'm doing too many things. Maybe I'm putting my energy in too many places. Maybe I'm doing too many things as a business person. Maybe I'm doing so much that I'm not allowing myself to be restored fully the way that I need to be restored. So I got to thinking, like, man, when it comes to your energy, you are always giving energy out. Every time you speak, every time you show up, every time you do something, right? You're always giving energy out. Some of the situations and some of the people that we give energy out to restore us, right? And they help us recover. They help us replenish. And so those situations don't feel draining. Those situations don't feel tiring. And so I got thinking, I'm like, okay, what's going on here, Sylvester? What's going on here? And what I recognize is this. You, just like I'm doing right now, should ask yourself, how do I want to spend my time? Now, initially when that question comes up, you instantly will, I notice, this may not happen for you, this happened for me though. You instantly answer the question based on your survival needs. Okay, well, I need to work this much because I need, and then what I want you to do is to stop that train of thought for a second. Because I want you to answer the question. The question is, how do you want to spend your time? Now, I recognize that there may not just be one answer. There may be a multitude of answers, and that's fine. It's okay if there's 7 answers. It's okay if there's 12 answers. It's okay if there's 3 answers. I just want you to be aware of the answers to those questions. As a matter of fact, you don't even need the answers, really. I want you to be aware of the question. I want you to think about the question. I want you to ponder the question. Well, why? Well, what's the consequence of not pondering the question? Well, the consequence of not pondering the questions is you stay on autopilot and you keep floating, and you just keep going, and you keep doing, and you just keep creating, and you just keep putting out energy. Okay, well, what's the consequence of asking the question? Well, you might find the answer. But what happens if you find the answer? Well, you might, instead of having a field of vision that's this big, right, it might get this big. You might have more focus. You might have more clarity. You might have more understanding. But what happens when your field of vision is this big? Well, you're accountable for everything in your field of vision. But what if you just brought it right here? Well, maybe you need to slim it up. Maybe you need to trim some of the excess. Maybe having such a wide field of vision is what's causing you extra stress or extra pressure. Or if you yourself are experiencing burnout, maybe this is the reason why. Because you've allowed your field of vision to be so big, you've allowed the energy to come to you to be so big, you've allowed the energy that you're giving out to be so massive that you haven't actually asked yourself this question: how do I want to spend my time? So it's just a question. And that's what we do as authors and as writers. We ask questions. So I'm curious. Do you know? If you know, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. How do you want to spend your time? I'd love to hear from you. Now, someone's probably going to ask me, Sylvester, did you ever figure out the answer to the question for you? Yeah, I have. I figured it out. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. I figured it out. I want to do what inspires me. That's the simple answer. I want to spend my time doing things that inspire me. Well, Sylvester, be more specific. What inspires you? A lot of things inspire me. I get inspired by having good conversations with friends and family. I get inspired by asking questions. I feel like I'm a writer. I'm a philosopher. Like I love philosophy. I love learning about the way we're thinking about things, the way we're viewing things. So something that I have a lot of fun with is asking questions, because asking questions allows me to go on these like psychological benders where I'm asking questions, and I love that. Sylvester, what else do you want to do? I want to work out a lot. I love working out. I want to work out. I want to hit the gym, hike, yoga, swim, run, sprint, wrestle, basketball, all of that. Like I love physical fitness. I love activity. I love moving around. I love just getting up. Like when I get up, I'm going to stretch for 10 minutes. Just stretch, mobility, move the shoulders. I love having that connection with my body. Sylvester, everyone's going to want to know, well, what do you want to do at work? Because we want to know like what we want to do at work, and we totally relate to the question of how do you want to spend your time? Well, I want to write great books. That's what I want to do. I want to write great books, and I want people to read the books, and I want their mind to be tingled, and I want their soul to be sparked, and I want that passion inside of people to just to be ignited. I want to write great books. Well, Sylvester, what else do you want to do? Truthfully, if I had to be 100% honest with myself, everything else that I do is a consequence of writing great books. So really, I think what has happened over the last 2 or 3 years is that my books have taken off, and then I've had all these other opportunities. But I think Brian said it the best, is like keep the main thing the main thing. So I really want to focus on writing great books. And I want to take my mind and my time and my energy, I want to reclaim it back and take it away from some of the other things that I'm doing, because I want to write great books. Why? Well, why do you want to write great books? Because writing great books allows me, what I'm doing with you right now is what books are. You get to ask really good questions. You get to have long-form thought, long-form conversation. You get to really express thoughts, ideas. You get to really open it up. You get to not only open it up for yourself as a writer, but for your people who are reading your books, you get to open up their thought process. You get to open up their energy fields. You get to open up their capacity. You get to make them reflect. And I think that process is beautiful. I love that. It's one of my most favorite things in the human experience. So with that being said, I hope that brought you some more clarity to where I'm at personally. I want to write great books. Number 9 is on the way. Trust that. So with that, I want to ask you a question. How do you want to spend your time? What lights you up? What excites you? What motivates you? What makes you feel fulfilled? What makes you happy? And on the same accord, I have to ask you, what drains you? Why do you go to this place that you don't like? Why are you doing the things that you don't like? Why are you doing things that you hate? Why are you doing things that you hate to continue to do things that you hate? Why are you hanging out with people that you dislike to continue to hang out with people that you dislike? This is our life. This is our opportunity. And I like to believe, this is what I believe for myself. I like to believe that I have more choice over my sovereignty than anyone else could tell me. I feel like it's my choice to dictate my life, to be who I want to be. I feel like it's up to me to go after my goals, to go after my dreams, to go after my aspirations as they change, right? This is up to me. This is my responsibility. This is how I feel. So I have this tattoo right here. It says, master my fate. I'm going to go after what I want, and I'm going to pursue it. And the things that don't align with it, I have to release them. I have to release them. So with that being said, thank you for listening. My name is Sylvester McNutt III. Feel free to leave a comment below. I hope you have a great day.